Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to my faux pas. So, in the last episode there, I had kind of done about half an episode and, had things worked out on what I was going to go over with everybody. And thought I hit pause recording, but I hit stop recording instead. And then I hit my unpause recording, continued doing the rest of the episode, and I get to the end and I'm like, it's already stopped and what's going on here? So I totally messed all of that up. So I'm going to be going over, I guess in theory, I guess there's one thing I can show you guys practically here, is that so I wanted to make this guy here, which is the tier 1 of magic station. So just similar to the science, where we've got science machine for tier 1 science and the alchemy engine for the tier 2 or the rest of the science. We've got the Prestihatitator for the tier 1 magic items. And then from there you need to make the shadow manipulator to get the tier 2 magic items. To craft the Prestihatitator, we do need 4 bunnies, 4 boards, and a top hat. The top hat's pretty easy to make. Just in your dress tab here, it's 6 silk, so nothing too fancy there. But the tricky part is in the springtime. Now, where is it? Do the traps not show up on the mini-map anymore? I should have a trap in this area here somewhere. I didn't pick it up and take it home, did I? Color me confused. I'm going to hit the pause recording button this time. I'll be right back. Well, welcome back. I truly don't know what happened to my trap, but I'll find it probably somewhere along the line down there. So in the springtime, the rabbits don't come out of their holes, so we needed 4 rabbits to make that Prestihatitator. But if you just put down a trap kind of besides a rabbit hole, and then you approach it from the side opposite, and you dig up said rabbit hole, it will scare the bunny straight into the trap. And there you can get your bunnies that way. Like, yeah, see, the trap is right there on the screen. And I swear I left the trap over here. And things don't despawn either, so I'm totally confused. But anyways, I see, getting sidetracked a little bit, I can see our little friend, the lure plant over here. So I'm going to introduce you all to this little beauty. Can be a real pain in the butt if you spawn somewhere close to your base and you don't have your stuff picked up off of the floor, or if you actually, even if it, or you could have it on the floor, but if it's not on turf that's safe from the eyes spawning, you will lose your stuff because the lure plant will eat it up. So these little eyes there, they'll attack you, they'll attack other things, they'll, grab grass and twigs and berries. Like all these berries are empty now because the eye plant's eaten it up. But if you make your way to the middle and kill the lure plant itself, you can pick it up as an item and put it down somewhere else, and it'll also give you this leafy meat. Leafy meat, it's not super handy. You can cook it and eat it. You can eat it raw, but it's like eating raw meat. It'll be detrimental more than anything. You can also turn it into eggs as well. So There's a couple of different uses you can do from leafy meat, and eventually if you have enough lure plants you can technically survive off of just leafy meat if you really wanted to. But anyways, yes, back to the magic stuff. So I got, if we had collected the 4 bunnies, made the 4 boards thing, we'll get this machine here, which opens up a little bit of extra crafting in this thing here. This is the big item that we get from the tier 1 of the magic, is the meat effigy. So that takes 4 boards, and for this beard hair, and costs you 40 health to make one as well. Now with most of the other characters, that beard hair is actually really annoying to try and get. But with our hero Wilson here, it is not hard at all to get. We just have to go in here, grab this razor that we had made for shaving the beef lows way back when. We just do that, it'll shave us clean, we'll lose our magnificent beard, however we get all of this beautiful beard hair. So we're going to take half of that. And we need what? 4, this tab. We need 4 boards as well. So just come on over here, use up some of the last of the wood that I do have. We can come over here, and now we can craft this meat effigy. So see, it took a bunch of health out of us, but that's not so bad, and we can place this down. Now what this will do is when we die, we will respawn back here at this thing. We won't turn into the ghost, and we won't have to make our way back to the florid postern to respawn. We will just kind of automatically come back there. So truly a wonderful item, and something that you definitely want to get going if you're happen to be dying a lot, and you know, especially if you're on a bigger map and far away from your base there, that just can be pretty annoying to try and get to and from there all the time, right? So then the other thing that I did in the missed recording was build the think tank. That is just in the science tab here. You need 4 boards to make it. And then that gives you access to the Seafaring tab, which is where we go to make the boats and all of the peripherals for that. And then I just made a boat kit there, which took 4 more boards. And then, as I mentioned earlier on, there's if we put down a boat in one of these little river areas here, we can actually make a shortcut between biomes. So instead of having to go all the way up here through this bee field and then back down here to get to that oasis, which I'm going to want to have easy access to in the summertime, I can just jump on my boat and go across there. And I did an example of it here to jump across this one here instead of having to go. It's a little less annoying, this one, but it is a little bit handier just to go bloop this way rather than to come all the way back around this way to get to the Dragonfly Desert and this little section of the world over here as well. What the reason why I wanted to come over to this little section of the world is there's a totally normal tree over here, and you can see it on the map. It's this icon here. And the reason why I wanted to find that totally normal tree was because there are some evil flowers that grow around it. And with the evil flowers, we can go to the Refine tab and change 4 evil flowers into nightmare fuel. So I've got 4 stored up in here. And we can't do it at the science station because it needs a Prestihatitator to prototype. So then we can go on over here and we can get nightmare fuel there. So aside from if you're not too comfortable killing the nightmare creatures themselves, you can go about killing the, or picking evil flowers. Now, not all worlds are going to have enough of the evil flowers for you to do that crafting. So that's just a word of warning there. And I do want to start just going to be chopping some trees here while I talk out the rest of the episode. So yeah, that's a passive way, or sorry, a pacifist way of getting the, oh, silly game, of getting the nightmare fuel that you need, because to get to the tier 2 magic machine, which is the shadow manipulator, we need 7 nightmare fuel. We also need the 3 living logs, which you saw me get a while back when I fought that little mini tree guard, and then the purple gem. The 2 ways to get the purple gem is, one is if you have any of the clockwork bishops. That was the one that I didn't have on my map here, not above ground anyways, there might be some down below. But if you kill those, they'll drop 2 gears and a purple gem. The other way is by refining. If you combine 1 red gem and 1 blue gem, that will give you a purple gem that way as well. So there's a couple of different ways to get the purple gem to get up to that second tier of magic station. Now, I like the shadow manipulator because it looks a lot cooler than the Prestihatitator, but there really isn't a lot of things that are truly, actually, sorry, the dark sword. You definitely want to get the shadow manipulator to get your dark sword up and running. Nightmare amulet can be good for some things, and the telelocator if you want to do some fancy stuff, and this clean sweeper. Not sure what that guy does. I think that's something you can change the skin on your placed items. So if you put something down with 1 skin and then say you unlock the skin later through the little gifts that you get or through the daily gifts you get just for playing, then you might, I think that's the item that you can use to change the skin on a placed item. So there is a way to do that. Apparently I'm hungry, so I'm going to grab a bite to eat here. I'm kind of running out of some storage space here, so I'm really going to have to get on my off my butt and get some of the some more wood farmed up. So on here, the sewing kit will repair, I think it's exactly 50%, so I think I wasted 1% on that, but not a huge deal at all. And give me a minute, let me get my thoughts here. So I thought I'd come down to the caves and do a little bit down here for the rest of the episode, a brief introduction. We really do only need to come down here in the basics, for the basics, which is the light bulbs for refueling your helmet, and you can make a lantern with it as well. These guys you can actually grab if you want to make mushroom planters. Can be a little bit handy. The bunnymen, these guys are passive unless you, obviously if you start attacking them, then they'll go hostile on you, but or if you have meat on you. is another reason that they'll attack you. You can make friends with them by giving them carrots. So the same way that you make friends with pigs by giving them meat, you can make friends with the bunnymen with carrots and get them to help you do some fighting if you want. So just be careful if you bring food down to the caves with you and you're going to be going close to a bunnyman area, that you don't have or that you're not bringing bacon and eggs or meatballs, etc., etc. This is a giant spawn. Just a hole in the ground? I don't think so. So the toadstool will spawn from that area there. Not a fight I am very familiar with at all, because it's a DST only fight. So me being based completely, almost completely in Reign of Giants, I don't know that fight very well at all. So we've got a few different biomes down here, nothing too special until we get to the ruins area. So we'll get some areas with some grass and twigs. We'll get to some areas with some of the grown-up mush trees, which you can chop down for mushrooms. So this will give us green mushrooms if we chop them down. And then they have those green spores I talked about a minute ago. If you collect those spores and you build a mushroom planter, which is in the... Here to go. So it needs 2 living logs, 5 poop, and some rot to make a mushroom planter. You can grow mushrooms in your base if you're reliant on the green mushrooms for keeping your sanity up, or blue mushrooms for healing yourself. So eating blue mushrooms raw will give you back a good amount of health. I forgot to go over that health option with you when I was talking about the trail mix and the healing salves. Another healing item that you can make in here is called the honey poultice. It does require honey, which I'll be getting a lot later, but and some paper, which we make from the... So there's a couple of different versions. So if we pick this guy here, that will give us a lesser glowberry. Sometimes, though, these are not the lesser glowberry plants. They are actually depth worms. And I'll see if I can get one to spawn here. Maybe, maybe not. But down in the caves here, you don't get hound wave attacks, but you will get depth worm wave attacks. So just be aware of that. I had a trap in my inventory the whole time. Was that there this whole time? Was that why it wasn't on the ground? Because it was in my inventory? Oh, the epic fails of this episode, I tell you guys. Anyways, I think that's just about most of the things that I wanted to go over in this episode. I'm getting hungry, so I think I'm going to turn around and go back up to the surface because I didn't bring any food down with me. You might be able to find some carrots around the bunnymen here. So bunnymen will automatically attack evil creatures as well, so... And yeah, they'll start to run away once they get low on health. So if you plan on fighting them, just be aware of that. These cracks in the ground with the red lights during certain phases in the caves, which is called the nightmare cycle, they will be lit up in red like this, and we'll get nightmare creatures flowing out of them. So I'm just going to steer clear of those for right now and not letting my light run out on me here. So there's another one there. I'm just kind of poking my head to see if we can't see that terror beak I was talking about at the beginning of the last episode, but just the crawling horrors there, so don't have that to show you in the practical sense here. And yeah, I'm getting hungry enough now, and we're far enough away, well, from a way to get up, so I'm just going to head back now. Slurtle mounds. Not too handy, but the creatures that spawn from it, if you kill them, make some of the good mid-tier armor in the game. So you can get a Slurtle helmet and I forget the name of the chest piece one, but that one's actually super neat in the fact that you can hide inside of the shell as well when danger comes. So yeah, no depth worm to show off. Ah, geez. Well, I've got a pre-crafted fire here, so we'll be able to warm up a little bit. And dry off. Oh, that's why we were... And because I had the wet, my walking cane and my armor got wet, that's why it was causing me more sanity drain over there. So get myself dried off here, then those will dry off and I can use them again without the sanity loss. But I think that's everything we'll go over in this episode here. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the derpage of the miscue on the recording, and obviously pop any comments down below if you've got questions. I am always happy to answer anything. I appreciate you all, and we will see you in the next one.